Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Little Branches Crossing. My name is Taya. This is Glenny. Today we are building a little peach chill spot next to Rosie's house. The area is right beside Rosie's beautiful home. She's already vibing with it, wearing her horrible baseball outfit. Anyways, it's just up from my little walkway garden area and beside Blair's house as well. And I just have this pathway that goes along behind the neighborhoods. You can see my pear area quickly, but it comes from this pink neighborhood up here with the water surrounding it. And pears, like I said, are over there. And then we have Blair's house and also Rosie's house. So let's get into the build. So this area is right beside Rosie's house, and I feel like the peachy color of her door really suits with the peaches. And she was just serenading me. Let's just enjoy this. What a pop star. She's gonna be big. She's gonna be huge, guys. Better look out. And she runs after a grasshopper. Oh my gosh. Adorable. Adorable. So I'm removing all the trees so I can get a better sense of the area, and I'm building up this cliff. I will skip forward because you don't need to see me filling in this little tiny chunk, but this is kind of what I end off on. I do end up adjusting the outline slightly, but I want one tree that's kind of outside of the area on the other side of the fence just because it is right beside the beach, and I kind of want to hide a little bit the fact that it's beside the beach. Make it feel a little bit more foresty and woodsy than it would if you could see the beach right away. And I'm using the terracotta flooring. I did use this flooring also for the pears, but I mean, it's just a no-brainer with the peaches for me. It just suits the coloring so well. It makes it have that like bright summery vibe. I know I literally just said that I don't want it to feel beachy, but it kind of has a beachy-ish feel with the terracotta and just the color of the peaches anyway. So I feel like it's a good transition area from beach into neighborhood, and I really like it. So the positioning of it worked out, and I'm just wiping away all the pathing that was in front of Blair and Rosie's houses as well. So that's kind of my outline here. I do end up changing it slightly, but not too much. And I went with the wooden lattice fencing, which is growing on me so much. It's actually a really pretty fence for any kind of like princess core or even cottage core. I think it could really work with that. I don't really see a whole lot of people using it. I mean, even Tropicore islands, actually, that would probably really look nice on a Tropicore island. I always love just the shadows, especially when you face the fencing vertical, if that makes sense. If you face it up and down, like on the sides, it gives that nice shadow through the fence that kind of creates some detail in there, which I really enjoy. So I did put the Festival confetti machine back there. However, I do end up moving it. I end up exchanging it with that tree so that the tree is to the left and the confetti machine is on the right. And this is really my first look at my items that I'm putting them down in the spaces that I think they're gonna work in. And I put down the diner furniture, the diner mini table and the diner counter stool, and it just did not feel right. I made a whole mood board of this area before I even started. However, once I put down and saw the scale of these different things and saw the metal legs of these tables, I just thought, it's not gonna work. And it was really sad because I really had thought that it was gonna be super cute. I could make it kind of like a diner spot, but it just did not match as well as I intended to. So I do end up using a different kind of stool to use as a mini table between the chairs. I really tried to make those diner furniture items work. You'll see a little bit later on, I try to make like a secondary seating area with the diner set, and it does not work out. So I'm trying to get the color variations so that we have both of the colorways represented. So creating a couple of seating areas with the different peach chairs The peach chairs are so cute. I mean, it looks like a little butt from the back. Like all the peaches just like look like little butts, but I love the little leaf on the back of the chair, especially. It's just super adorable. And the peach outfit with the hat and the umbrella and the dress also have kind of a different vibe because they have that like lighter edge. Like the umbrella, you can see it especially has almost a yellow on the very edge of it. So it's really beautiful. Here I pop a green balloon, and normally that means furniture, so I was like, maybe it's something I can use, and I got a mama bear. And look at the color of this. I was like, that is perfect. I mean, I literally couldn't have had a more perfect colorway item come into this area. It worked awesome. So I did try very hard to also fit this mama bear in. However, she does end up not making it to the final build. Sorry, mama bear. I just wanted all of my different fruit furniture builds to feel cohesive, and I never added any kind of toy item to any of my other areas, so it just didn't feel it didn't feel on brand for my fruit furniture. Who's making up these rules? I'm making up these rules. It's very serious. So yeah, Rosie's already like waiting to get in there. She's like, I'm ready. I'm on the edges. I end up gifting her a lot of clothing after this because seeing her walk around in that baseball uniform that I'm not even sure who gave it to her anymore. Somebody got in a fight with her and then tried to make up by giving her that. And I don't know if there's some kind of way that you can give it to them in which they don't wear it, because literally this morning Zell was wearing a muscle shirt that somebody had given him and I was like, you take that off. But he was watching KK Slider, so there was nothing that I could do. He's just sitting there wearing that horrible muscle suit. That was awful. So I tried to use that mini table as you saw, and then I tried to just use the stools, and it doesn't match. I mean, when you really look at the fruit furniture, especially when you put it beside the fruit trees, it feels still very natural, to me at least. It doesn't feel cartoonish, you know? It feels like it's meant to be in a woodsy setting. That's why I like to pair with like the wooden style fences. I never used a stone or iron style fence for any of these builds because I feel like the wooden fences matched it a little bit better. So yeah, that's just my opinion. I think the diner furniture, you could make a peach diner, especially if you had a larger space to actually incorporate the items and use the counter, the diner counter and that kind of thing. I think that could be cute actually, but for these fruit builds specifically, I really wanted to challenge myself. Again, this whole thing is a challenge for myself, but I just wanted them to be small. I wanted to fill in these little gaps on my island with something that would kind of tie them all together, like tie my island together. I don't have an island theme, really. My theme is just nothing. My theme is just kind of like a cute town, and I kind of try to think about what would be cute for each of my villagers to kind of interact with. And so that's kind of how I come at it. If it looks pretty and I can put down the items in a way that makes sense for me, then that's the area. And I don't really try to plan out from a whole theme. That being said, I have nothing against themes. I would love to do a kidcore island, but I mean, I think even with me doing kidcore, I would end up with a lot of items or a lot of areas, that look, I think, pretty similar to this in the end. The original Animal Crossing game for GameCube came out when I was 14 or 15, I think. So that kind of age dates me a little bit, but that's fine. I don't care. But I feel like the peach chair and like the orange mini table and all these kind of items just feel so nostalgic for me. I can remember putting them down in the first game. I can remember using that pair wardrobe in the first game. And so these areas kind of make me feel like warm and fuzzy inside. I don't know how to explain it. They really give me such a fun, happy feeling. So yeah, creating this area beside Rosie's house was a blast. Yeah, I'm just putting down items, moving them around, and I end up going with this little leafed stool between the chairs. And the height of it is perfect. It's not technically a table, but you can still put things on it, so it can pretend to be a table. And I think it would look good, honestly, with any of these furniture sets. I was actually briefly considering using it in the orange speed build, but then I decided not to because I wasn't sure how the diner furniture would work out for the peaches. So I did plan ahead a little bit to be doing one or the other. I did bring the leaf stools with me just in case I was going to need them for a backup if the diner furniture didn't work out, which it did not. I'm a little bummed about it because I think it would have been cute to have a peach diner here beside Rosie's house, but it looks really cute just as more of a... I just picture like a group of friends just like coming here and hanging out and like listening to music, like come and chill with Rosie. And since I did this build, Blair was originally living next to Rosie at the time of this build, but I since have amiiboed Margie in, the adorable elephant. And in the movie, the Animal Crossing movie, Margie and Rosie are best friends, and it's the cutest thing ever. I never thought about Margie before seeing that movie, and even to be honest, the first when I saw her in the movie, I was like, really? Margie, of all the characters you would choose? By the end of the movie, I was like, Margie, I love you, I need you on my island. So she's definitely a dreamy, and I was able to get her amiibo, so it really worked out. I also had Rosie's amiibo, so both of them are amiibo friends from the campsite who are on my island now, and I'm so happy. So I'm actually moving Blair up beside Zell, and that was my plan all along, was to have my snooty villager and my smug villager living beside each other. And I think that just, they have like a higher level neighborhood, so Snooty and Smug, they're all up in their own little neighborhood area. I thought it was cute. So, but these two BFFs are gonna be near the little peach spot. So here is where I decide that I want to put another Festival confetti machine. So I think that I have enough space on the cliff up there to add the confetti machine. And I even tear down the tree because I need to put the confetti machine there. And then I realize it's going to be very exposed even behind the tree. And then from the direction that my wind blows, it doesn't even blow over top of the area. And it got me to thinking that Rosie's house is right beside here, so I just shimmied that confetti machine right beside her house, right behind it, sorry, and it blows over so pretty. Actually, it kind of looks like a continuous stream of confetti because of the two machines that are going at the same time, so it looks really cute. I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. I don't use a confetti machine for all of the builds, but it is something that I incorporate into most of them, so it's really pretty. When you do have a place to hide it, it's a really nice little touch. I'm strongly considering putting my final dream address for this version of my island set in cherry blossom season, because the trees are so beautiful. And since it was cherry blossom season when I was doing these builds specifically, I intentionally planned the cherry blossoms to be scattered throughout, but the confetti machines just kind of add to that cherry blossom vibe even still. Today, or the day that I was filming this, the cherry blossoms weren't super blustery, but man, some of the days in cherry blossom season, they are heavy. They fall really heavily. I don't know if it's just the amount of wind. I don't know what that is, but the mechanics of it are beautiful. I love cherry blossom season. This was my first cherry blossom season, and everything people were saying about it was true. It's so beautiful. I love it. It's too short. So I moved this area around quite a bit. I'm just going to do a quick jump forward to a more final version because I end up moving these items quite a lot. So there you go. That's where the mama bear has finally left the build, unfortunately. It was cute and it was perfect timing, but it just didn't end up working out overall. But we're getting pretty close to the more final versions of this space. I'm just trying to figure out how the front items will go because that's kind of your introduction into the area. And I wanted to have it be a little bit cluttered, and also use up some of these items that I had just in my pockets. I'm noticing that there's no chairs at this point, which actually face forward so you can sit in them, and decide to take down this crate and put in another chair. Speaking of those crates, they are designed by Pochi ACNH, and I actually got all the crates except for the apples from this creator for this build. They've made one for each fruit, so that's really awesome. If you're making fruit areas on your island, you don't have to go to a bunch of different creators. There's all of them are there, and the peach one is actually super cute. I really like the way that they did the peach one, and I like the scale of the fruit that they put into all of their boxes, all of their crates. The fruit has like a smaller, like more real to life scale than the Animal Crossing fruit, which is comparatively to your head absolutely gigantic. Like if I ever saw a peach that was almost the size of my head the way that it is in this game, I'd be super happy, because peaches are like my favorite fruit in real life, but it would be a little unnerving. And that's the final placement of those items on the left-hand side there, but I'm just making sure that I want the dress where it is. Of course, it wouldn't be one of these fruit builds without me putting on a dress accidentally or picking up an umbrella accidentally. And I'm pretty happy with it just the way that it is, but I end up removing a small section of the path here just so that it can tie into that area in the bottom a little bit better. And I also put in a little flower. So at this point, I thought I'm totally done, but I do end up putting little pink mums on each of the little leaf stools. And then I go back in and remove the pathing down from that fence. So yeah, here I go. Noticing that the path is jutting into where I have the more checkerboard version of the path, which I really enjoy doing, and I have it in a couple areas. I tried not to go overboard. When I first saw people doing pathing like this with all the different in-game pathings and then putting custom designs over it, I went crazy on my island, and for a little while that was like the only type of pathing that I had on my island, and it was really repetitive, and all of a sudden I was just like, I'm getting rid of it in 95% of the spaces. Look at Rosie, she came and she sprayed that flower. It was so cute. So yeah, now I'm just replacing that area of pathing, and we are done. All right, here we are, a few days later, so the trees and the flowers can grow in and back. Oh, I love it. As you saw, Rosie is already in love with her new hangout spot. I feel like this is different from the other areas because it feels more like a lounge, less of a cafe, more of a spot that you come to just chill out with your friends, maybe just listen to some music, maybe visit with the famous pop star Rosie. As you could see, she was spraying this flower. It was so cute. And while I was terraforming below, I actually heard her do the little peach surprise bug. Oh, that's backwards. Can't have that. So there you go. I heard her do the peach surprise box. And it was really funny. Yep. Does it just stay open if you leave it like that? Oh my goodness, it does. We should probably leave one of these open. No. There, we're not going to do that. I did make another chair so that you could actually sit in one of the chairs because it is unfortunate but the chairs that have arms, you can't get into them if they are facing towards a table, like if there's a table in front of them. I think it turned out really nice. I used 2 confetti machines in the back there for this one, just because Rosie's house was so convenient to put a confetti machine behind. So yeah, using both of the types of customizations for this space was a little bit tricky to plan out how the colors were going to work together, because this yellow is quite yellow. It's quite different from the pink that I have going on with the flower, the pink mums, and the anthurium plant, and even this box, which I'm actually going to move over slightly. I know, I have to stop touching it, but I can't stop touching it. I like that better. I like that better. Yes. So yeah, when you come up this incline, that's what you'll see. And also, if you're coming down from this way, then you see Rosie's house, which looks super adorable. I love her house. I did not know her house was like that. I just liked her design and I needed a peppy, so I got her, but I was pleasantly surprised by how beautiful her house is. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to see more of these videos coming out. We've already done coconuts, we've done pears, we've done oranges and cherries, and we just have apples left to go, which is my favorite. And it's gonna be a farm, kind of orchard vibe. I'm super excited, so stay tuned. Until then, bye.